I do believe in a higher power that sustains and directs all of life. I'd really like to know how to tell where I'm going. I get life is a mystery, but it really feels like I should at least know that. I don't have a clue about all this woo-woo. I take life as it comes, living day by day. Evolution this, evolution that. What is it supposed to mean? Evolution from what to what? Okay, so I get the nodes, but with my chart, how am I supposed to make the leap? This is either a crazy joke, some cosmic joke, or there's really a big secret to working it all out. If the purpose of life is evolution, how do we know where we are on our evolutionary path? That can be answered in infinite ways because there are infinite paths. Whether we're talking about the outer planets in Western astrology, which mark the generational collective consciousness we are here to evolve through and contribute to, are the Sidereal 120-year Mahadasha that marks the influences and duration of each planet at specific times in our birth chart. Today we're going to talk about the basic and universal evolutionary path, Great Mother Father God's nodal dance along the path of the ecliptic. Every 18 months, the type of dance they do changes how the collective planetary soul progresses through the cosmic layers of our unique evolution. We experience this as an oppositional yin-yang ego-soul energy pulling us along with them. On an ego level, it feels like pulling because as soon as we get used to Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node, we are thrust into the energy of Leo North Node, Aquarius South Node. However, simultaneously, during that transit, the soul was traversing the path the ego was preparing to enter in Leo Aquarius. And with a quick step ball change into Cancer Capricorn, the soul or sidereal astrology supports and prepares us for yet another opportunity to learn the dance of ego-soul alignment. What is this present evolutionary opportunity? Began in May 2017 in Cancer Leo Rahu North Node opposing K2 South Node energies in Capricorn Aquarius. In this full moon video, you will see how this total lunar eclipse, mega full moon release, cleanse, and purification follows up on the shadow issues that emerged in your moon sign during the total solar eclipse, August 21st. It is the most personal lunar eclipse reading you will receive without a personal reading, which looks at your unique natal chart, nodes, and the lunar energies that govern important aspects of your evolution. How have you intuitively and emotionally approached this eclipse season thus far? For instance, immediately after the total solar eclipse, Great Mother told me to begin this channel. Although I didn't feel that I was ready, intuitively, I knew it was now or never. I had no idea how to incorporate such a commitment into my busy life coaching schedule. However, not only have the readings saved me countless hours corresponding with clients between sessions, I now realize this current nodal axis is my coaching specialty, Mama and Daddy Drama Trauma. And this dance is an invitation to us all to heal it. Mama Drama Trauma and Daddy Drama Trauma are planetary disorders. It is when a parent or both project unhealed aspects of themselves onto the child or children, causing emotional and or physical trauma. In cases when the parent or parents are unwilling, unable, or unavailable to heal, my coaching work supports individuals to live in loving detachment. For more information on that, go to greatmotherspeaks.info. Click the picture of me wearing an afro and the words Mama Drama Trauma on the homepage, where you will find where to book life coaching and a personal Great Mother Speaks reading online. The Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck used for these readings was channeled several years ago while praying for a more soulful approach to support my clients. Based on Dorothy's orphan narrative in the Wizard of Oz movie, Great Mother teaches us through the signs and symbols of chakras, the lunar cycles, and our God-Goddess identity, how to dance along the yellow brick road we are being guided to walk this lifetime. It is a path that teaches us to honor personal truth and the truth in our healing or ego-soul aligning process to lovingly express our highest truth at all times. At this full moon, January 31st, 2018, Total Lunar Eclipse moment, this is what they have to say to you.
The God of God.
You are a dearly loved, unjudged, uncondemned, never left alone, divine child of the Great Mother Father God. Great Mother Father God are doing their ecliptical dance in your 6th, 7th, and 12th houses. Aquarius, Pisces, Moon people, welcome to your Total Lunar Eclipse reading for January's full moon. It is a powerful reminder of our soul journey, and your soul sidereal sign in Aquarius is in the South Node, in the Joytish or the K2, the crossbones and skull. The skull and crossbones, that's it. And when we are faced with South Node energies, we're talking about letting go of a soul pattern. So these are personality traits that have lasted many lifetimes that we're talking about letting go. So on a soul level, Aquarius type energies for you, Aquarius Pisces people, would mean that your 12th house, which is the last house of the celestial dance that we all do through the many mansions of our Father's heavenly house and our Mother's heavenly spiritual abode of spiritual inspirational creation, that resting, that isolation, that deep contemplative space of really finding out what your unique soul gifts, innovative qualities that you can bring into your next lifetime that have nothing to do with what you already have been doing, which has been a lot of humanitarian types of endeavors. There's been a great focus when your collective consciousness of, dreaming, of working with a lot of symbology. Maybe that's why you're attracted to this video, awakening to archetypes and all of this type of symbolism, the unknown, letting go of a little bit of that in order to capture more of the North Node, or in the Vedic, the Rahu characteristics of Cancer, using that energy, transforming that energy to be more caregiving and maternal, which is what the shift in this total lunar eclipse is going to support you, Aquarius, Pisces, Moon people, in doing. It's going to support you in releasing the energetic pull of a lot of those Aquarian qualities that are still within you, release those and embrace more of the Cancerian qualities of nurturing, caregiving, really taking care and really taking time with your home, domestic issues, maybe birthing new people into the world, new souls into the world, being more maternal. And this is going to allow you to materialize your understanding of symbology. Mothers, the best, are very intuitive, aren't we? We are very much into understanding symbology and archetypes and storytelling that strengthens us in this physical world. So there is a transformation that's happening with you with regard to your soul nature in Aquarius, Pisces, Western Moon people. So welcome. This is a very pivotal time for you. And so we start with looking at where you were. Think back to August 21st, this total solar eclipse the world stopped to watch, and that was in your 7th and 6th houses of Leo. The 7th house in your Sidereal Aquarius and the 6th house in your Pisces Western. This is all about you being able to cultivate relationships. This sun came out and it was wanting to really get in touch with, on a soul level, the personality, partnerships, contracts that it would enjoy, that expresses its creativity, that allows it to have fun, and the emotional response in your personality. And so you want to look at your sun sign in these videos as well this time, because we are talking about ecliptical energy, the dance between great father sun and great mother moon. And so what your sun sign is going to really juxtapose with this very well, because this Leo energy was the sun energy during that total solar eclipse, and the Leo sign in both Sidereal and Western were active, which is ruled by the sun. So want to definitely look at that. And so what does that mean? Well, it was a new moon, and new moons are always about planning, about seeding, about actually finishing the last little bit of reaping from the last lunar cycle so that you can be sure you get the best seeds to plant. It's that contemplative period. It's really in its best mode a very stable energy. It is a consciousness that is open to hearing from Great Mother what needs to be planned for the next. And it is all about resting, stillness, observing what the truth is for you. And so when Great Mother came with that new moon energy, eclipsing that sun, what we saw was a moon in Cancer, Leo, Cancer in the Vedic and Leo in the Western. And so this is the same moon that we have now with this total lunar eclipse. It has returned. But what is different about it? Well, then the Cancer Leo moon was in the nakshatra Ashlesha. And so you were approaching that particular eclipse of this very immature Cancer energy, very turbulent Cancer energy, very hypnotic and attached Cancer energy. Great Mother eclipsed that sun, and you were feeling some self-doubt. You were feeling some insecurity at that time in your actual ego personality. Aquarius moon people, you were not sure, and so maybe you were asking the opinions of others about what it is you wanted to move forward, because eclipses, whether we consciously realize it or not, are pulls. They pull us along with them, Great Mother, Father God, in their love dance, their love-making dance, which creates all things including us and evolves all things including us. And that cycle of generation, operation, and dissolution in the lunar cycle at that time began. It was seated in the new moon of Cancer Leo.
Ashlesha, that nakshatra, that energy, that sidereal energy was in your sixth house, and it remains in your sixth house, but it has shifted into a more mature energy with this total lunar eclipse. But looking at the interim, if you think back again, what was it in your life that was causing you to feel self-doubt? At that time, were you questioning your ability to mother? Were you questioning your ability to trust others to mother or to take care of you in maternal ways? Was there a decision, a choice, a challenge that you were reticent about facing at that time, Aquarius moon people? It's very likely because the nakshatra being in your sixth house has to do with health, your occupation, work-life balance. Maybe you are a health caregiver to others. Maybe you were taking care of someone in your family, and that was something either you were uncertain about your ability to do, or the person that you were caregiving was not confident in your ability to give it. Ashlesha is the epitome of mama drama trauma. It is a very deeply pathological energy. We are talking about individuals born under this nakshatra having a very chaotic emotional state, very dramatic entanglements in life. There is a attachment to having things the way they want, and defining life on very specific terms, and everything having to line up with that. You were on some level experiencing that kind of energy, which was bringing up issues of self-doubt, because emotionally this was in the Leo sixth house, responding to some type of partnership, some type of contract, maybe work, maybe marriage, and wanting to heal it, wanting to balance it, wanting to perhaps find an occupation or at work implement a healing way to deal with it, or just not knowing, feeling overwhelmed by this energy around you. Again, maybe caring for someone else or being in a work environment in which that kind of energy was present. It is the energy that set off the hurricanes. It set off the tsunamis, the wildfires in the southern hemisphere that have been blazing for months now. It was an energy reacting, Great Mother incarnation of Gaia, reacting to the emotional resistance to growth and change, which is the hallmark of Ashlesha. Ashlesha is a low Cancer energy, that mother energy that has not reconciled its nurturing capacity. And so it needs help in its transformation. And so that's why Great Mother came through that Leo sun shining so brightly and said, okay, this is wonderful that the energy of this sun is Leo in the nakshatra of Maha, which is the most evolved Leo form. We see Great Mother and Great Father God equally here at the time of the total solar eclipse for you. And so Great Father energy in Maha is the paternal Leo energy. It doesn't want to be self-centered for the sake of being self-centered. It's family oriented. It's community oriented. It actually cares about others and wants to assist others in their evolution. And so that was eclipsed by moon lunar energy, Great Mother energy, that said that that's great, you want to do that, but let's look at what this shadow is over here. What is this shadow in Ashlesha telling us on a soul level that we need to evolve before we get to that place? The Ankh in this deck, Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck, based on the 49 scenes of the Wizard of Oz, symbolizes the second chakra. In this scene, we see Dorothy getting a reading from Professor Marvel at the camp when she runs away from the farm. You did not need the opinion of other people at that time, but you felt that you did because of the insecure energies of Ashlesha. What heals Ashleisha is the more evolved energy of Cancer. And the more evolved energy of Cancer we see right here many times requires angelic support. That's the Angels card. The transformative opportunity for this total lunar eclipse is to cleanse that immature Ashleisha energy that came up as a shadow shown during the total solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are about showing us our shadows when that great mother moon eclipses the sun. And the lunar eclipses follow up, giving us an opportunity to cleanse what has happened in the interim. So in the interim for you Aquarius moon people, there has been maturation in the area of maternal caregiving. In the area for you, it may be management. In the area specifically for your collective celestial consciousness, a Capricorn Aquarius evolutionary energy, which is where the sun is in now. In the sidereal, it's in Capricorn. The Angels card is really the antithesis of Saturnal energy. Saturn rules both Capricorn and the ancient Aquarius. Aquarius now in the Western is ruled by Uranus. But Saturn is the opposite of angelic energy. Now, the opportunity here is to mature into Pusha energy, to live in loving detachment. This is the double yang, double yin symbol angelic card that helps us balance ego soul energy. Whereas Alesha was totally and completely ego energy that we had, immature energy that was me, what it is I believe, what it is I want, what's important to me, what has meaning for me, me. I'm attached to my entangled definitions of the world and of life, and I'm doubtful as a result of that because I'm always questioning, I'm always wanting more and more. The evolutionary opportunity since all those hurricanes, since Great Mother in Gaia form was erupting because of the collective consciousness that was in that emotionally immature state, creating scams, creating sexual abuse issues that are still boiling over, a focus on opiate addiction and child neglect and abuse. All of those issues began to really come out since this Alesha energy because they all begin at home. They're all fourth house energies. But for you, the transformative opportunity with this mama drama energy of Ashlesha into Pusha Nakshatra Capricorn energy, more evolved, is a more nurturing, is a more caregiving, is actually a childlike, playful energy of Cancer. It is a highly evolved energy of Cancer that's generous, it's patient. It is so much so that it has to learn self-protection. So the transformative opportunity for you, Aquarius moon people, since the total solar eclipse has been to learn how to take care of yourself. So whoever that individual was, or whatever that work situation may have been, or whatever the relationship or partnership was that actually needed some type of addressing due to the lower energies of Ashlesha, which were self-centered at that time, and that made you confused and self-doubting that you needed the buy-in from others. Since that time, you no longer need. And the angels are here to tell you that they are supporting you in your transformative process to realize that. This total lunar eclipse is an opportunity for you to get the self-protective energy that you need, and they are right here, right beside you to assist you with that shift. So aren't you glad that you're watching this video? Because now you know during the full moon to pray, and to some of us, we just simply accept the love. Acceptance of love and owning the love of our divinity is prayer enough. And you can just simply say, thank you, angels. And know that that sun, when it eclipses the moon in that Capricorn Aquarius energy, is going to shine a light on what needs to be released from that old self-doubting energy for you to live in loving detachment. Loving detachment is that self-protection. Loving detachment is what I specialize in my coaching work with Mama Drama Trauma, assisting and supporting others to live in loving detachment from a mother who is unwilling, unable, and unavailable to heal her own Mama Drama Trauma. It is a cycle. And so the cycle that has been going on in your life causing this kind of self-doubt came up in shadow form during the total solar eclipse. And Great Mother is saying now during the total lunar eclipse, you have all the support in the world you need to release it. The sun in Capricorn, the Sidereal, is in the nakshatra Shravana. This nakshatra is about a love of listening, of learning, a love of really preserving your history, what's good about it, and sharing what's good about it. Because on the other end of the continuum, in terms of maternal issue, we have with the Cancer in Pusha, which is ruled by Saturn. We have Capricorn in the soul, in the soul sun, which is ruled by Saturn. But this nakshatra is ruled by the moon. So all this eternal moon energy is allowing for this purification. The love of listening, the love of preserving what's good, instead of perhaps if you've experienced Mama Drama Trauma, allowing the triggers to overwhelm you and the conditioned behaviors that you feel that you just cannot cleanse, you cannot purge. Working with this energy on a soul level with this nakshatra, which is about the mother relationship. It's about the mother womb. Shravana evolves from the mother womb. And souls that are born under this nakshatra go on to assist others by sharing their lessons from it. And of course, the lesson in Mama and Daddy Drama Trauma is to learn to live in loving detachment through self-love and spiritual independence, which is what this journey of this deck has been about for me. All of us have our own spiritual individuality. And we share that with others. That's what we come here to do in our own unique ways. This is 12th house energy. And so the angels want you to know that even though there may be an actual feeling of isolation, there may be, you may be incarcerated, you may be in the hospital, you may be in a situation where you feel like you will never be able to connect with people because you are just ready to release this negativity in your life. Or just on an ego level with this sun that is in Aquarius, you may just be feeling that, hey, it's really time for me to shine, but I'm not quite sure how to do it because I'm really overwhelmed with a need for validation. I feel so isolated and so unappreciated. I really do need to know how other people are going to support me with expressing my soul individuality. Well, the angels are here to let you know that living in loving detachment is what your evolutionary gift is through this purification, through the total lunar eclipse. Trust issues are at the basis of this eclipse, Aquarius, Pisces, Moon people. Trusting first and foremost in our own soul incarnation, why we're here, the value of our own existence. The root of this entire eclipse season has to do with balancing a real clear in the Western Leo move toward creativity, which is what the solar eclipse was about, self-expression, releasing in the Aquarius and over concern with others. So those emotions that have to do with being overly concerned with the validation of others, moving in that direction, that's North Node energy. South Node energy in the West. But on a deep soul intuitive level, which is what this lunar eclipse is helping us cleanse emotions that don't support our soul incarnated purpose, has to do with North Node energy in Cancer. Rahu in Cancer, and an evolved Cancer of nurturing and self-protection, that loving detachment, releasing Capricorn energy that is dedicated, committed, and responsible for things, relationships, caregiving that has nothing to do with its own needs. We want to operate out of a very healthy sense of self, not out of approval from others. What Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook, Aquarius moon people, is that the moon in Cancer Leo in both of the eclipses, making this transformation from Ashlesha to Pusha, has got you in a place of looking and reflecting on the past 6 months or so in a way that you're on the fence about accepting what you know, that intuitive beckoning to fully be and express your true self. Sorry about that. The Hecate card is the scene in The Wizard of Oz when the Wicked Witch of the East is trying to get those shoes from Dorothy and is shocked. They're not hers. They'll never be hers. Which is the same with your birthright, Aquarius, Pisces, moon people. Your gift, what you incarnated here to be, to do, and to have, if it's nothing but sit on a bench and laugh and smile at everybody that walks by, that's your gift. Nobody can take that away. It has ripple effects throughout the cosmos, what you came here to do and be and have. That's what ego soul alignment is all about. And in this scene, which is a throat chakra card, has to do with speaking, expressing your higher will. What a great example. Sitting on a bench, speaking to everybody, smiling as they come by. And particularly with this crescent moon energy, what we're looking at is planting from the new moon. Immediately after that new moon, total solar eclipse, there were natural catastrophes and natural disasters. And that was a disaster because then she wanted to kill Toto if she couldn't get those shoes. And Dorothy said, "Oh, no, give me Toto. Take the shoes, but give me Toto." And Toto, of course, symbolizing her intuition. So no matter what, Aquarius, Pisces, moon people, don't give up your intuition. Don't give up what you know to be your highest will. This is heart above chakra energy, throat chakra. Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook all of the hard work and all the contemplation and all the reflection that you're doing at this time, or that you have been doing for the past 6 months regarding that maturation from Ashlesha energy to the Pusha evolved Cancer energy. You want to be sure to double check your sidereal moon sign. That's really important for you to know. Okay, and so there are links below for you to do that. Okay, now we see where you've been and the energy that's supporting where you're going. Let's take a look at what may be the shadow side to all of this that may be kind of making that challenging, making this transformation to embracing your soul purpose challenging for you, Aquarius, Pisces, moon people. The shadow, of course, are things that are not spoken of. And of course, Great Mother speaks to us every single day, all day in the shadow phases of the moon. And so the shadow for you is birth mother energy. So there is an issue either with mama drama trauma or symbolically with someone who is a surrogate, who is a maternal or mother figure, or you are feeling a projected maternal energy around you in which you are wanting to be mothered, perhaps at work, or receive mothering from others in your close-knit groups, that you feel that you need caretaking and attention, but you're not being heard. This is a root chakra card, and so this is actually making you feel ungrounded, Aquarius, Pisces, moon people. This is a shadow that is unspoken of. Great Mother saying she knows. This is soulmate energy. Our soulmates are what the Buddha calls many times our noble friends. In the ways that we feel that we need nurturing most, again, that Ashlesha energy that must have what she wants to have, the way she wants to have it. Many times we want to be loved in the way we want to be loved. Dorothy wanted them to pay attention to what she was saying right then and there. Miss Gulch was giving her a hard time and was threatening to take Toto. Listen to what I'm saying. This is not a good thing, Aunt Em and Uncle Henry. This lady is causing me some serious grief. But they were busy, weren't they? They had their own cosmic calculus. Aunt Em probably had a real soul journey to learn how to manage finances in a way that would teach her soul more responsibility. And that was a higher priority than dealing with Dorothy was talking about at that time, for example. But that's what she needed, and many times that is what happens to us. And so that's what the soulmate card is. Our noble friends help us to focus on our soul purpose, help us to learn self-love and spiritual independence. And so this can unground us, especially when in another crescent moon card you have here. And so Great Mother saying these are issues that you've been dealing with since the total solar eclipse, which was a new moon. The crescent is the phase that comes immediately after the new moon. And so Great Mother is saying that, hey, since that time, immediately after the total solar eclipse, you've been addressing issues around being cared for or caring for others that have made you feel kind of short, getting the short end of the deal, shall we say. Not really feeling valued and appreciated. And so the relationship that you have with that shadow is the opposite crescent, which is a balsamic moon card. You're doing your own dance with this energy from a shadow perspective, in which you are open. You have been very open, and it has been a gradual process, but because the balsamic moon is the last moon phase, it's the downloading phase, actually. It's the real resting and recuperation and recreation phase. This is when she returns home. Rebirth card. And that divine expression, you know, sharing her story with everyone on the farm of her journey through Oz. You're dancing with the shadow Aquarius Pisces moon people in your 12th house of just, you know, regardless of whether you feel alone, you know that it's for a purpose. That 12th house is the rebirth house. That is the underworld that the soul goes to before it reincarnates with a new identity in the first house, with new nodal patterns, with the new Rahu Ketu energy, doing its own dance, because we all individually have our own North Node and South Node, don't we? We have our own Rahu and Ketu, don't we? That does this dance with the general collective consciousness of the nodes. And so looking at the rebirth card, Great Mother saying that you are seriously on a soul level working with recommitting yourself, rededicating yourself. That Capricorn sun energy, that's that mature listener that is preserving the best from your past to take forward. That Shravana Capricorn soul moon energy, you are working with that to be reborn in the ego form of the Aquarius sun that's eclipsing the moon, that is overly concerned with what other people think, the validation of other people, but at the same time there's a peace that she has, even though they really seem to just be entertaining her and not really like, oh wow, isn't that neat, this little girl has had this fantastical dream that she thinks is real. This lucid dream that she's so excited about. It's just the way it is. That's just who I am. I'm here to sit on a bench and smile at everybody as they walk by. And so you might think that's strange, but that's my divine expression. That's what makes me who I am. That's my cosmic calculus. I'm only concerned about what you think insofar as you are able to receive what I'm here to give. And even if you aren't, I trust my cosmic calculus to such a degree that I know that on a soul level, you are receptive, even if on an ego level, it doesn't appear to be so. What Great Mother is saying your shadow work is to get to that point is self-inquiry. This is another balsamic moon card. Wow, this 12th house energy is really powerful with you, Aquarius, Pisces people. Self-inquiry. This is all about the Earth Father energy. You see Dorothy here with who was the scarecrow with her on the path and is now Zeke or Huck rather, I think Zeke, one of the farmhands, and he's saying, do you remember me? That's great Father energy in the incarnation of Earth Father. Earth Father is the materialized form. Do you see me? Do you feel me? Do you hear me? Can you smell me? Is it real? And this is always a double-edged sword, because yes, I feel you, but I'm also clairsentient. Yes, I hear you, but I'm also clairaudient. I can hear what you're not saying. And so self-inquiry is about questioning anything that makes you feel that you are anything less than a divine, dearly loved child of the great Mother, Father, God. Do you remember why you came here? Do you remember that these souls around you who may appear not to care or who may appear not to remember are your noble friends? We came here to help you evolve. Do you remember? We made that agreement. Do you remember? And that's Earth Father energy, again expressed as Oz in The Wizard of Oz, who demanded the broom to help Dorothy remember her power, the broom being the phallic symbol representing male power, yang power, Mayat. Now this is the card of justice. So as you do your shadow work of self-inquiry, which is about questioning anything that makes you feel less than a divine child of the great Mother, Father, God, Great Mother is saying what needs to be embodied is an energy of centering. What needs to be embodied is a trust of that soul nature, the Ajna. This is the first quarter moon card, third eye, that is about making choices, actions, and facing challenges from your higher self. Now, this is how these two work together. Now, you want to be sure that when something presents as a thought, an idea, a judgment, or a belief, many times we have conditioned beliefs from mama drama trauma that don't just go away. That's why we're triggered, and that's why the angels are here to help us live in loving detachment. And so we do the work of Byron Katie. Google Byron, B-Y-R-O-N. That's Byron Katie with a K, K-A-T-I-E. That's what I was trying to remember. Right here on Google, on YouTube. And the 4 questions through every situation like that is really going to help you, because self-inquiry is how we deprogram that and how we diffuse those triggers. And the centering piece here is about understanding that justice is not always what we think it is. Again, these noble friends that we have in our lives. You know, Ashlesha wants what she wants the way she wants, but Pusha is generous. She knows that there's a greater and grander plan. She knows that her needs are going to be fulfilled. That's why she has to learn to be a little bit more self-protective. So don't just let any thought, idea, or belief roll up on you and control your life, Aquarius, Pisces people. You know, say, oh, okay, so this is all I'm good for? Or, you know, just because I have this issue with this addiction and it's really hard, I'm really struggling with this because I was raised to deal with problems this way, I'm going to never get over it. Or because I'm scamming or I've been scammed, you know, I'm gonna have this shame forever and I'm gonna beat myself up. No. Stop that thought and idea at the door. And Byron Katie say, ask it, is it true? Do you remember me? There's a greater self beyond all of that. It's just human experience. And so he's asking her, yes, we're back into the earth world, the black and white world. We've left the technicolor world of Oz. But remember that there is an Oz. You're greater than this. Just enjoy while you're here. That's what Earth Father's about. Enjoy while you're here. That's that Leo moon, that Leo sun. It's in the moon as well now. And it was then in the Western, this Leo moon, it's like, hey, let's enjoy, but we want to work with mature energies of these zodiac signs, which span 30 degrees, and in the Western they have certain energies according to the decans that they're in, and in the Vedic they have certain energies according to the nakshatras, which are lunar energies. It is a lunar astrology, again, which is why we use it here as well as our soul astrology. And so the self-inquiry works with justice, because many times when we have a certain expectation, like Dorothy and the three, when they returned to the castle with the broom and Oz didn't have what he promised, they were upset, and rightfully so. Great Mother's not saying you don't have a right to be upset about things not going the way you wanted them to. And especially when we have a birth mother situation that we weren't cared for the way we were supposed to be cared for, or we're in a situation with people who are not very considerate of us, and we're giving and giving and giving. Yeah, that can be upsetting. But what she says, what needs to be embodied in this position in order to facilitate the release of this shadow is an acknowledgement that there's a greater justice. That your soul has taken a journey and ended up with something that the ego didn't expect, but the soul, look at the third eye, has gotten exactly what it needed, which is what? Power. Dorothy took her power back. So now she doesn't need to be worrying about Miss Gulch when she returns home. And if she does, every once in a while we might get a trigger. Self-inquiry. Miss Gulch was the one who took Toto, and that's why they ran away. But now she has the power to face her as she returns home. And we see in this picture with the rebirth, everybody's there, even Professor Marvel. But Miss Gulch, where is she? That's what happens when we embrace our power. That's what Great Mother is saying is available to you through this 6th house release, as that Capricorn Aquarius sun eclipses the moon, which is in the 6th house for you. That 6th house energy having to deal with health, occupation. Do you have a health concern? Health concerns for you, Aquarius, Pisces people. Of course, Pisces is ruled by the 2nd chakra, and so maybe you are particularly having a hard time with this flu season. Colds that just won't go away, maybe feet issues, bunions, corns, your lymphatic system. Go to my health playlist, and there is a Dr. Morse there that has an excellent herbal treatment for cleansing the lymph, mucus. Maybe you've had an issue with poisoning or toxicity, or maybe your diet needs to be balanced with more greens and that sort of thing, and you're just feeling really dry inside. Maybe that's why you're feeling sick and that mucus is just building up. That's for my Pisces moon people, okay? And the Western ruled by Neptune, and the Sidereal ruled by Jupiter, which may, have some of the same issues. And my Aquarius moon, Sidereal people, you might be dealing with some of the Saturnal issues that have to deal with ankles, calves, circulation, cramp, spasms, that sort of thing, if those are health issues. But if they're work-life balance issues, then look at that justice. Look at getting your power back. Look at a situation that has occurred since the total solar eclipse that you may not have seen as a blessing, but what I'm seeing are 2 first quarter moon cards here. And these cards are telling me that a desire that you had at the time was not being fulfilled through that immature Cancer energy. But now, as Great Mother is sharing with you what needs to be embodied to release that shadow, is an acceptance of a greater justice and to make that decision to face the challenge, we're never given a challenge without the tools. Okay, so you have your angels here, but you also have something that has occurred. You also have something that has occurred, because what occurred here, they retrieved the broom and brought it back to the castle. There's something that has happened since that total solar eclipse, my Aquarius, Pisces moon people, that has empowered you. It's been a disappointment that you thought you were going toward this goal, that you thought that there perhaps was a health thing. Maybe you've been dealing with this health thing and you thought it was healed, but it keeps coming back or whatever. And you're seeing the disappointment, but there's really a blessing in it. In that process, for example, if it is a health situation that doesn't seem to be going away, what have you learned about your lymphatic system? There's something that you've learned that's been very empowering. What have you learned about your circulation system and your ankles? That wisdom needs to be integrated and incorporated into your life in order for you to integrate your divinity and remember the greater picture of who you are. That Earth Father energy, again, is about materializing. So not just keeping everything in our minds, not just keeping everything in our emotions. The moon sign readings are for us to focus on what inspires our personality to be what it is. What is the source? What the impetus is for our actions. It comes from here. It comes from here. The personality and how we act and how people see us, our ascendant and all that kind of stuff comes from here. It comes from here. Okay? And so what is that thing? Is it something at work that happened? Did you get a new job? Did you get a promotion? Did you not get a promotion? And that has made you feel not cared for. That has made you feel not listened to. That's uprooted you. You were dependent on that money or dependent on that bonus. You worked really hard for it since the fall. And then here came the end of the year and nothing. You know, that's feeling not cared for. See, that's what we're talking about. But Great Mother is saying there's a higher justice, Aquarius, Pisces, moon people. She wants you to look at that because your outcome is Yemiya. Yemiya is the Yoruba goddess of the waters, the Yoruba goddess of the life-giving waters. And she wants you to know that help is available. You're not here to do everything by yourself. You've been trying to, and you've been trying to figure it out, and you think you know, and you're a pretty smart cookie. You're in your 12th house energetically with a very evolved energy of Capricorn Aquarius evolving to the next level. So you've experienced a lot on the soul level and on the emotional level. You've been working some stuff out. Surrender. Surrender. Well done. Well done. And this doesn't mean to quit. This doesn't mean to give your power over to someone else. Why would you do that after you've just, learned all this stuff? No, it's not about that. It's not about that with the angels either. They're here to support. All this is about energetic support. We're divine, remember? We're divine. So we have free will. We are children of Great Mother, Father, God. We're powerful gods and goddesses. This is about, if you see that scene from The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy sleep in that poppy field, remember, they were just on their way outside the door of Oz's castle. And there she and Toto plopped down and went to sleep. Those poppies got to them, that opiate. And so the addictions that we have and this symbol of mama drama trauma as an addiction based on pain avoidance. All addiction is pain avoidance. What pain are you trying to avoid still? Great Mother is saying, work with the energies of this total lunar eclipse, Aquarius, Pisces, precious moon people. Work with it with your angels and release whatever addiction there is. And it feels like the addiction for you is trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out. And Great Mother is saying, you have done a good job with what you have. But now the season is to release. This full moon season is for you to release. We're going to see a shadow cast on the moon from the earth. That's what makes the moon appear slightly orange. It may be red, it may be blood red. Of course, we love those kinds of analogies in Western astrology. It's all about us. It's all about the earth and earth-centric, egocentric view in Western astrology. But that shadow, and so we have a first quarter moon half shadow. That shadow that the earth casts on the moon are all our shadows. But this is a heart chakra card. Great Mother Speaks deck is a loving deck. This is a heart chakra card, that crossroads of the ego and the soul. And so she's saying, rest there. Dorothy needed a rest. She was tired. All of that pain avoidance, all of that running away from home, all of that, meeting new people and all of that, it was fine, but she needed a rest. But she wasn't alone because she had met new people. And maybe you've met new people that you really haven't seen as people who can be supportive, and you don't even have to, quote unquote, solicit their support. They're just there because they're on the same journey like those who are watching this in your same celestial collective consciousness. It's just a harmonious, it's a natural, collaborative energy. That's all. She wants you to see those shadows, pull those out into the light and act on those, make decisions based on those, because they were there, right there with her. Scarecrow and Tin Man, what did they do when they saw her taken over by that opiate? Help! Help! Ask and receive the help that you need. Trust that Great Mother has your back. She may send you some unusual characters, some weird circumstances. Who would have thought, I'd ever be on drugs? Who would have thought I would ever be addicted to such and such? Who would have thought I would ever have been such a terrible mother? Who would have thought, it's not about who would have thought. That Aquarius is in South Node now in the West. And so it's time to release. That's what the sun is. Okay? That's what the sun is in the West. And so that sun is cleansing all of that. Let it go. Let it go. Release all of that. And just surrender. Take a rest. Ask for the help you need. And trust in receiving the support. Let go. Let that sun blot out that darkness from 6 months ago to shine on for you in 2018, Aquarius, Pisces, Moon people. You've had the journey. You've had quite a journey, and you will continue, like the rest of us, to journey with Great Mother Father's nodal dance around Capricorn, Cancer energies in the Sidereal, and Leo Aquarius energies in the West. And so we'll have part 2 in August. But until then, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing as you see fit. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you. And I do too. As always, double check your moon sign at the links below, because in case it is the same in your sidereal as it is in your Western, which happens 1/5 of the time, then you will also want to listen to your celestial collective consciousness sign before this.